We from the Mystic Rose Collective are here with you today to share our messages of love, peace, healing, and harmony. The message we have to you today is about claiming your sovereignty and claiming your freedom. You are a divine being. You are a creator in your own right. So many of you feel as if you are waiting for the signs to show you who you are meant to be, but the answers are not outside of yourself. The answers are within. You need to go within and explore your inner landscape, weeding back the layers of your being that are from conditioning and programming and from others telling you who you have to be. And while we know this is difficult work, what we say to you is it is the most important work to do, is to understand who you are at the multidimensional levels of your being. There are the personality parts, there are the fear-based parts, there's the protective parts, and then there is the you that is the most authentic you, the one that is connected to your divine source, the one of you that is the spark of life, the spark of love, the spark of consciousness. And that is you that is most beneficial for you to be guided by. And so, as we said, you are often looking for the answers outside of yourself. You're asking for psychics and mediums to peer into your soul and tell you the truth of who you are. And while they might be able to point you in a direction, only you can uncover that truth for yourself. Only you can move past the personality, move past the protective ego, and see the truth laid bare. And there are clues inside of yourself that you can follow. And we've spoken on this many times. It is following what excites you, following what lights you up, following where you feel called or guided to, following your interests. And these clues are laid out before you in a from your subconscious patterns. So if you're constantly watching something on YouTube or searching for something on the internet and wanting to learn more about, or reading books because you have this interest in this topic, that is a clue to you that that is something where your soul is guiding you, especially if you feel good when you engage in that activity, if you feel expanded when you learn more about that topic. And what we say to that is to follow that path as long as it feels good. Once it stops feeling good, that is a sign that you have either gotten what you needed out of that channel, or that you are now being redirected towards something that is more highly aligned for you. But when it stops feeling good, you don't resist the guidance that your inner source is providing you by continuing to try to plow forward. You will be met by obstacles and roadblocks and not great feelings. We know that many humans, when they are doing something that they do not prefer, they do not enjoy, that brings great sadness into their life. It brings great frustration into their life. You do not feel satisfied when you are out of alignment. And so we encourage you to not force yourself to be out of alignment, to continue the path as long as it feels good. And the only way to know that it feels good is to become more aware of yourselves. So many of you live so in the external world, and we know that you have to in order to exist, in order to participate in society, in order to live a life. And there must be a lot of time also in the inner world, getting to know who you truly are, getting to know your parts, understanding why you do the things that you do, why you enact certain behaviors, why you hold certain beliefs, and questioning and evaluating these beliefs and these behaviors and getting to the root of where did they come from and what purpose are they serving. And if that purpose or that conditioning is not something you wish to hold on to, then letting it go to the source, letting it go to God. And many of you may be questioning, well, how do I do that? You simply intend. Now, the part of you that is holding on to the behaviors and on to the beliefs has to be in agreement that it is ready to let it go. But when you bring in the higher perspective, when you bring in love and compassion and curiosity, and when you show them that you are being led by your inner guidance, by your higher self, by your spiritual being, then they have trust. They have trust that there is an adult in the room that can steer the ship and that they do not have to be responsible for taking care of you. And so that is one of the most important things for you to do, aside from getting to know the landscape of your personality and your different parts. It is cultivating a very deep and intimate, connected relationship with your inner source. And that happens in quiet. It happens in intention. It happens with consistency. You cannot hear your inner source if you're always being distracted, if you're always focused on the external world, if you're always listening to music or always listening to videos or always scrolling on your phone or always talking to other people. There's no room for your inner source to come through. They are quiet. They are calm. They're not loud. They're not going to shout at you. They are going to speak to you in gentle and loving ways. But there must be space for them to have that conversation with you. And so, what we encourage is cultivating a practice of going within, of taking deep breaths, of asking for all of your parts to step aside, and setting the intention that you are open to your authentic self, your higher self, your spiritual self. Whatever words you want to use does not matter. It is all that matters is the intention and who you are intending to connect with, which is the most truest part of your being. This is the force that can guide you. This force has always been with you because it is you. It is you at the highest levels. It just has been quiet because part of your journey as a human being is remembering the truth of who you are, which is love, remembering that you have connection to the divine through your higher self. It is remembering that you do not have to wander through the world and walk into brick walls all of the time because you have a guidance system that can move with you, but you must learn how to speak its language. You must understand how it communicates with you, and your inner source communicates through your feelings. So if you are feeling anything that is not love, joy, peace, contentment, excitement, that is a clear sign that you're out of alignment. You're out of alignment with love. And as soon as you start feeling love, joy, peace, contentment, and excitement, or any other uplifting and positive feelings, that is a clear sign that you are in alignment. That is a clear sign to keep going until you feel the resistance, until it doesn't feel as good anymore. And then it means go back in, check in. What's going on? What's the path for me? And sometimes the path will not be clear, and that can be extraordinarily frustrating, and we understand that. But what that means is that there is healing work that needs to be done until your path reveals itself. And so what we encourage is, when you don't know what to pursue your own evolution, going within, working with your parts, helping yourself heal, helping yourself elevate, helping yourself develop that strong connection to your inner source, the guidance within. And sometimes you just need to be. Sometimes you just need to do what is comforting to you in that moment, as long as it is not harmful to you or others, and not have as much pressure on a destination. And in fact, we would say never have pressure on a destination, never have pressure on an outcome. You follow this path until it no longer feels good. And if you follow the path because until you reach a specific destination, you might miss the signs of when you are out of alignment and that you are meant to shift paths. And again, we understand that this is difficult for the human mind because there's uncertainty attached to it. You would like to know exactly where the path goes, where it leads, what everything is going to happen, and when. And that is why you seek out mediums and psychics and people who can predict the future. And what we say to you is they are not predicting the future, they're predicting potentials. They're saying that the energy is going in this direction, and this is what could happen if you continue to follow this direction. But you have free will and you can change course at any time. And many things could happen that would change your course regardless of what decisions you make. And so, psychics and mediums, while they do have many skills and many beneficial attributes, you should not rely on them to tell you exactly what is going to happen. If you listen to them as this is a potential, but I have free will and I get to decide what direction to continue to go in. However, that decision would be best suited to be made with your inner guidance, with your higher self. This is the most important relationship that you can develop because it is a relationship with yourself. It is your connection to the divine. And in connection with the divine, you will always be led to the highest path. We love you, dear ones. We know that this is not easy, what we are speaking of. We know that it is easy to be controlled by the thinking mind. And so what we are offering to you is a new way of being for you. For some, this may be the way they have been operating, and that is wonderful and lovely, and they are on an aligned path and probably not listening to this message. And for others, they are feeling very lost, very out of control, unsure of what comes next. And to that, we send our love. We send our compassion. And we send our truth. And as we speak of these topics, what we recognize is that we are speaking in a very broad sense. And so we want to bring it back down a little bit. And so the way that we bring it back down is to talk about following the path that lights you up. In recognizing that does not mean a major life-changing decision. The path that lights you up could be what you are going to eat next. It could be what book you're going to read. It could be how you're going to spend your Saturday. It could be a new hobby you wish to pursue. And so whenever something sparks an interest in you, you do not have to question it. Just walk towards it until it no longer has that spark. And for some people, that might make them feel a little flighty, that they're trying things on and then falling back and trying something else on and falling back. But each time that you give in to that spark, you are gaining something. It would not be put in your heart if there was not anything meant for you. So you gain what you can out of the experience, you gain what you can, and then you move to the next spark and the next spark and the next spark. And eventually it will become clearer. eventually pieces will be put into place and you'll have a greater understanding of your path, your purpose, your potentials, what you can offer, and what would be good for you to do. But don't look at this at such a macro level of this is my divine purpose and this is why I'm incarnated on this planet and this is exactly what I'm here to do and this is what I would do for the rest of my days. That feels very limiting. We believe that your purpose is to enjoy life, to follow the sparks. And so enjoying life might not be in some grand scale way. For some, it is, and that is beautiful. And we applaud those people for following their sparks. But for other people, it is in quieter ways. It is in the simple ways. It is in connecting back with nature. It is in with baking. It is in with coloring and creating art or listening to music or moving your body in a certain way. It is in with friendships. It is in with reading books. Those are the sparks that we are saying we encourage you to follow. And yes, when the bigger spark comes to you and just lands in your body and feels so right, like starting a new business or a new adventure or going back to school for some sort of education, by all means, follow that until it doesn't feel right anymore. And at some point, it might not feel right. And at other points, for other people, it might feel right for the rest of your life or until you're ready to retire. The path for each person is individual. Even though we are all part of the same source and we all come from the one, you are an individual who incarnated to have your own unique experiences. And so no one outside of you can tell you what those unique experiences are meant to be. Only you know the truth. You just have to get to the point where you can uncover it and where you can connect with it and when you can speak the language of your soul. So listen to your body, listen to your emotions, follow the sparks, and do it until it no longer feels good. And we believe that this will lead to a very happy life indeed. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, our message is complete.